Every year as humans we change and also create new memories. And there's no difference with football. Every year there is a change happening in football and new legacies are being created and new chapters are being written. Year 2023 brought us a lot of new changes in football and moments. A lot of new stars emerged onto the scenes and a lot of legends decided to hang up the boots. In January was the birth of the behemoth project that was the Saudi Pro League. And who better to start off that project with one of the best players in the history of the game, Cristiano Ronaldo. Signed to Al Nassr before the year began, his presentation to the fans was on the January the 3rd, and apparently 2 billion people watched the presentation online. When we talk about big transfers, we can't leave out Chelsea in the conversation as they went absolutely all out for the winter transfer window, with the biggest signing being Enzo Fernandez from Benfica. They also signed another former Benfica wonderkid in the form of João Felix, who came on loan from Atletico, and in the same month he got sent off in his first ever game. Hugo Lloris retired from international football. Gareth Bale retired from football entirely and left a big legacy on the pitch with the amount of moments and trophies he created. Man United decided to replace Ronaldo with Wout Weghorst. Safe to say that went well. On the topic of Ronaldo, he got to play one more game with his biggest rival Messi in one of the best friendlies of all time. I'm not even gonna lie. Ronaldo's former club, Juventus, got a 15-point deduction after concluded investigation on Juventus having false accounting in transfer dealing. And finally, to end off the month in transfer window deadline day, Cancelo made a shock move to leave City for Bayern Munich. February, we saw Ronaldo score his first goal with Al Nassr. He scores a super hat-trick. Real Madrid win the Club World Cup in an 8-goal thriller. What a game that was. The UCL was back and the round of 16s got underway. Some key moments were in the first leg where Bayern beat PSG 1-0 and Real Madrid coming back 2-0 down to bring it back to 5-2 against Liverpool, thanks to the 2 goals of Vinicius and a hat-trick for the main man Karim Benzema. In this month, the Prem race wasn't looking too hot and it seemed like Arsenal were going to run away with the title. But some bad results and a loss to Man City inflicted some doubt that might not happen. A club that got a lot closer to Arsenal this month was Manchester United, thanks to the help of their superstar at the time, Marcus Rashford, who was just on fire. Man U also beat Barcelona in a thrilling Europa League tie. Man U also won in this month their first silverware in months by beating Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final. Great month for them, I guess. March gave us a new tale and story in the Premier League title race as Arsenal survived dropping points after a Reece Nelson last-minute winner against Bournemouth, where they were down and out but just came back and fought back, and this was a key moment in the title race. Mbappe just kept on breaking records as he became the highest record goal scorer in PSG's history at only 24, beating Edison Cavani's record. We praised Man U a lot for last month, but this happened.
They never held 12.
United.
Oh my.
What a pass.
Yeah. So
Curtis Jones on the ball, goes forward, finds
One
Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah finds Firmino. Oh my god, it's 7! Who's breaking my news?
I am not playing anymore! Hey! Clock out! Because this is disgusting!
It's wrong.
This is wrong!
It's wrong.
No, we can't even celebrate that! That's disrespectful! Respect your opponents! Respect your... Look, everyone's crying!
7 goals is what David De Gea saw in the back of the net, and this was wild, especially after what happened the previous month. Going from Carabao Cup winners to this, it is crazy. Real Madrid lost the first leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final against Barca. Bayern knocked out Messi and PSG out of the UCL. Real Madrid knocked out Liverpool, and Man City had no remorse on Leipzig. The UCL draw was made after for the quarterfinals, and it almost guaranteed that we were going to have an Italian club in the final. Barcelona won the El Clasico in La Liga. Mbappe became the youngest captain in history for the national team. The magician Mesut Ozil retired from football. There was also an international break in March where Cristiano Ronaldo broke the record for having the most international caps for his country. During the calm of the international break, we also heard some shocking news that Bayern is going to fire Nagelsmann and hire Thomas Tuchel, despite winning in the Champions League tie against PSG. April starts off with Man City absolutely destroying Liverpool 4-1. Graham Potter got fired after a horrible run of form, and they replaced him with Frank Lampard. Ramadan Karim Benzema is a different Karim Benzema. He is different, as he got a hat-trick against Valladolid. Milan, prior to the Champions League match against Napoli, they did the business against them in the league. Real Madrid came back in the Copa del Rey against Barcelona and also made the finals, beating them in convincing fashion thanks to a Benzema hat-trick. As I said, Ramadan Karim is different. Some odd things that happened: Messi assisted Ramos in the PSG win against Nice. I would never have predicted that a few years ago, I'm being honest. The UCL first legs began and Man City destroyed Bayern in the first leg. Inter beat Benfica. In the other two games, Real Madrid beat Chelsea 2-0 and Milan beat Napoli 1-0. And then in the end, the winners of all those first games, they went on to the semifinals. Speaking of the Champions League, during the Bayern Man City game, we saw an altercation, almost a boxing match. Get them into a boxing match. Mane versus Sané, as they had an altercation after the game in the Bayern Man City match. Real Madrid lost 4-2 in La Liga against Girona and conceded 4 goals, all to Castellanos, because he was the first player to ever do this. Not Messi, not Suarez, not anybody, Castellanos. The biggest game for Arsenal in the league was up, and win, you will get one step closer to winning the league. Lose, and practically all your hard work is done. And yeah, they fumbled it. Man City beat Arsenal 4-1 in dominant fashion, showing them who still runs this league. Starting in May, news came out that Real Madrid has agreed a deal in principle for the signing of Jude Bellingham. Jude rejected the likes of Man City in order to join Real Madrid. Speaking of Man City, Haaland broke the record for the most goals in a single Premier League season. That's just crazy doing that in your first season. Napoli had a brilliant season thanks to Cavara and Osimhen, their stars, and they went on to win the Serie A first time in a long time. This crazy Lyon versus Montpellier match happened, I would just like to mention. Real Madrid won the Copa del Rey, beating Osasuna in convincing fashion. Speaking of Real Madrid, despite a first good leg against Man City in the semis of the Champions League, in the second leg, they came up with one of the worst performances I have seen as a Real Madrid fan, and in the process, they got knocked out, and Man City reached a UCL final. In the Milan derby, Inter are the ones that go through to the final, setting up an Inter versus Man City match in the final. Ivan Toney got banned, and still to this day, he's still banned for betting on games. The World Cup 2026 logo dropped, and yeah.
What?
In the Bundesliga, we had one of the best title races we've had in Germany in a long time. And for the first time, Bayern's top spot was in risk. After a long fight, they still managed to win it in the end after Dortmund choked on the last game week. Sebastian Haller missed a decisive penalty that could have honestly won them the league. Liverpool legend Firmino left Liverpool. Newcastle reached the Champions League for the first time in a long time, and Chelsea didn't qualify for Europe and hired Pochettino. The European League final ended how we all know it does, and that's with Sevilla winning the Europa League versus Roma. And also PSG won the league, in case I needed to remind you. In June, Man United lost to Man City in the FA Cup final thanks to a Gundogan double. Karim Benzema made the shocking move to leave Real Madrid after 14 years on the club, and off the back of winning the Ballon d'Or, to join Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia in a massive contract deal for him. He also scored in his final game, worth noting, versus Atletico Bilbao in a draw to end the season for Real Madrid. From one generation striker to another, Ibrahimovic retired after a long career and a successful career. Everywhere he went, he made an impact. N'Golo Kante also joined Benzema by signing for Al Ittihad. Messi had a choice between Barca and Inter Miami, and he decided to go to Inter Miami and completely broke the internet. His fellow Argentinian teammate McAllister also joined a new club by making the big move to Liverpool. Moving on to the UCL final, Inter vs Man City followed the same routes as the other finals, ending in 1-0 to Man City, and they finally won their first Champions League trophy thanks to a Rodri goal. And yet again, we got another Lukaku masterclass. We also got number changes, as Vinny took the number 7 and Rodrigo took the number 11. We had Mbappe drama again, but that's nothing new. Some transfer news: Havertz went to Arsenal, Tonali went to Newcastle, James Maddison went to Spurs, Declan Rice signed with Arsenal for a record fee, Saudi Arabia kept piling up talent, and I don't even need to mention all of them. It's just too many. Also, Spain won the Nations League Cup, and Spain's former manager Luis Enrique became PSG's coach. So that was half the year, January to June. In a few days, another video, part 2, is gonna come out of July to December. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, share, whatever you gotta do. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy these style videos, and hope you guys have a good new year and have a good 2024, and peace out.